Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Xochitl. If you are new here, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you guys can keep up with some more videos. I'm so excited to announce that we have hit 10,000 subscribers, which I think is amazing. So actually, one thing before I get into the video, I want to do a Q&A. I know some of you guys mentioned you wanted me to do that video, so I will link down below my Instagram where you can leave those questions down below so that tomorrow I can record that video for you guys. So leave any questions there that you want me to answer, that you want to know a little bit better about me. I think those are fun. The more questions we have, the better. It can be funny questions, weird, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how weird they get. But let me know there what you want to learn more about. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well so you can keep up with IG stories and Snapchat and all that stuff too. Today's video, however, I'm super excited to talk about the Colourpop, their new no filter stick foundation that they just came out with. These are only $10, so you know I had to pick it up, and especially Colourpop just did one of those that we're just gonna drop this bomb right here. By the way, new product, check it out, and I had to pick it up. So I picked up two foundation sticks because I wasn't sure. They do a really great job of kind of swatching on like arms, and then as well as showing you on actual models like who that, you know, if it matches your skin tone, like what they look like with that color. They have 30 different shades. I picked up two in the neutral family. I wasn't sure, like, is it going to swatch maybe a little bit lighter or darker than the color actually is. This is the color that I'm wearing today, which is a light 67N. The other one that I picked up was light 81N, which honestly probably works when I'm a little bit more tan. My tan's starting to fade here. So, I don't know. I was like, I might just keep that for when I'm a little bit darker, but 67N is probably my best shade match. So I'll leave down below what other like foundation shades I am in case you guys are curious. I know it's usually pretty helpful, but I've picked up this foundation stick, and just to show you guys, this one comes with 0.34 ounces of product, which is actually pretty generous for $10 because I just did another foundation stick review on the Makeup Revolution one for $10 as well, but I think that one you get 0.21 ounces. And then the other recent ones that I did, which I know those of you might be interested, how does this compare, are the Maybelline, their Super Stay Foundation Stick, and the Loreal, their Pro Foundation Stick, I don't know, sculpting stick or something like that. The Maybelline has around like that 0.24 ounces of product, and the L'Oreal has very similar, I think it's like 0.34 or 0.35 ounces, comparable to the Colourpop. And but the Colourpop is $10, whereas the L'Oreal, if you buy it like at Walgreens or Ulta, it's like $12. So save $2 with the Colourpop, and probably has like the most amount of product of like those other foundation sticks. So far so good, Colourpop. I love that they label the shades cool, neutral, or warm. So if you know what your skin tone is, you can kind of just stick to those areas in case sometimes, you know, when there's foundations, you're like, I don't know, would I be 50 or 55? And there's no indication, especially when you're shopping online. That makes it difficult. So this was easier to gauge by having the undertones kind of represented, and then as well as a photo. So I love that they do that, especially if they're only going to be online. So let's talk about the actual stick foundation. It's supposed to be a natural finish, a medium, a buildable coverage, easy to glide on, easy to blend out, and I definitely agree with a lot of those claims, actually, some a little bit different. So if you guys aren't aware, if you're new here, I have dry skin, so I tried out the original No Colourpop foundation, the liquid one, and honestly for dry skin I was not that big of a fan of it. I think it's better maybe if you have like oily, maybe normal skin. So if you guys want to see that video, I'll link that down below so you can kind of compare here. But this one, there's supposed to be like a natural matte finish. So sometimes when they say matte, I'm like, what type of matte? Is this going to be a demi matte, a full matte, like extreme matte? I don't know. Usually stick foundations, it could be a hit or a miss for me depending on the finish of it. But it's supposed to also be easy to glide on. I will say this isn't the creamiest formula to glide on. It doesn't completely tug on my face, but I've definitely tried other foundation sticks to just kind of like melt into the skin that kind of you can tell, ooh, this is gonna be a dewy. It doesn't. It's kind of in between. It's not gonna be a super creamy, but it's not gonna be a dry formula. So I feel like the more that you use it, it does kind of warm up to the skin there, but it's not gonna be melt in your face type of a product, but it also doesn't tug. I blended this out with 1/2 of my face with my flat top Kabuki foundation stippling brush from Makeup Geek. I also, before when I tried it, used my favorite Wet n Wild stippling brush, the flathead one. Loved it. And then I was like, well, let's check out and see how it blends out with a sponge. So I used the Morphe sponge on the other half of my face, and I was actually pretty surprised. Usually I do not like blending foundation sticks out with sponges. I feel like they just don't do a really good job. I prefer a brush because it just kind of presses the product into the skin, helps it melt in, but the sponge actually was not bad at all. I felt like maybe I had to do like more swiping, almost kind of tugging across the face, so maybe you might not like that, but you kind of maybe had to press a little bit harder to kind of get it, but still, it wasn't that bad. As usual, I feel like you get maybe the tiniest amount less coverage with the sponge. It wasn't super noticeable than you would get with a brush, but I think if you want to try both. I think it's going to come down to preference, but of course, if you want more coverage, the brush is going to give you more coverage. But I do agree that it was very, very easy to blend out into the skin, especially my dry skin. It wasn't a dewy finish. I also agree it's a very natural demi-matte satin finish. So for dry skin, I think you're gonna get that like kind of demi-matte satin, but especially for the fall time, like it was a very nice complementary type of a matte finish. It wasn't over drying. Like right now, this weather in Chicago that we're getting, it's anywhere from like maybe 60s if we're lucky, and or dropped down to the 40s and 30s. It's really weird. It's like it goes from one type of weather one day to the next. So my skin is definitely prep it. If you have dry skin, definitely prep it with your hydrating, moisturizing products before doing the foundation in general with any foundation, but especially if you're going to try something like this that says anything having to do with mattes, I would do that. But the finish was beautiful. This was like the type of satin demi-matte finish I would want for my dry skin. Given that for dry skin, that's the type of finish you're gonna get. I think for normal to oily skin, you might get like a nice satin with maybe a hint of a glow as you wear it throughout the day. But I think this is gonna be really great for all skin types. It's like that nice middle. Anywhere that's like natural, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna wear maybe a little bit differently on different skin types, but I think you're gonna like it. I was impressed by how much I really like this stick foundation for dry skin. I didn't know what to expect, especially when you kind of put the words matte on there, but the words natural finish, I was just kind of like, okay, let's try it. It's Colourpop, it's $10. I got 2 of them because I really wasn't sure and I really wanted to do this review. Could have saved $10 by not getting the other one, but hey, if we ever can, I've got that one, but totally still worth it. One foundation stick for $10, and I wore this, I put it on at around 9 a.m. and then I took it off yesterday at about 6:30, 7 p.m. So I had it for 8+ hours, and what I love about this foundation stick is one of those foundation sticks that looks better as the day goes on type of thing, because it really sinks in and really melts into the skin. And I wanted to see the difference with my hydrating primer. So I have 2 different types of primers that I love for dry skin. So I have a hydrating one, the L'Oreal Glow Lock Primer. I put on one half of my face, and then the other half I have more of a like radiant luminous primer. So I use like my Cover FX primer just to see, would it react differently, would it, you know, do anything different. I think both sides look well. I almost forgot I was wearing 2 different primers, so honestly, if you have dry skin, I feel like, use your hydrating primer or use your more like a luminous radiant base primer. I think you will do a great. I will say that it does oxidize just a little bit. For me, it didn't turn orange or anything. If anything, the color worked out for me even better, because I feel like this color first was like maybe just a hint light, but of course I always put on bronzer or anything, but throughout the day it just was perfection. So it does oxidize a little bit. So if you get a color that's maybe you're just like, ooh, I wish it was just a little bit darker, I feel like throughout the day that'll kind of adjust itself. So normally for me, for dry skin, my areas of concern are going to be my dry areas, which for opposite oily people are like their oily T-zone type areas, so around my nose, forehead, and then maybe around my cheeks. The only thing I would say is if maybe you have fine lines around your cheeks, I would just probably put a more like blurring primer there, because I did notice towards the end of the day, just a little bit, I did kind of notice maybe a little bit of that cakiness, but not too much. And honestly, it's a matte foundation, so I'm not going to dock it too many points, but it did stay on my nose really, really well, which I have a very, very dry nose. It's been going through some things, but the foundation stayed intact there, so I was really, really happy. If anything, and I'm not going to dock it a lot of points because this sometimes happens with even my dewy foundations. I feel like around my smile lines, that's just my kind of issue I've got going there. I think I do need to put like a blurring type of a primer around those areas. That's just something, you know, that's just going to happen to me until we lose some pounds there and, you know, get the cheeks going down a little bit. But other than that, honestly, that was like the only thing, and even that wasn't even a big deal. It wasn't that noticeable unless I was looking like that type of a deal. So if anybody's like that, it's like, whoa, come on, stay back there. Overall, for dry skin, I would definitely recommend this foundation. I think all skin types should totally check it out, but especially dry skin. If you didn't have a good experience, maybe like me, with the other liquid no filter foundation, I think you're gonna like this one even better. Normal skin, I think it's gonna look impeccable on you. And then oily skin, I think it just depends maybe on your oils, but you might feel maybe a little bit more luminous. I would definitely suggest setting this with a powder, and then especially around, you know, those areas of your face so you don't cake up. But I think one layer of this foundation definitely gives you that nice and natural finish. So I think I love about stick foundation is that they're easy, there's no mess, you really just kind of, you know, can kind of add and go. But if you want even more coverage, I do agree that it's buildable coverage, so you add another layer and you can get that nice glam coverage that you like. So this is great for everybody, and it's, you know, easily manageable because it's thick. You just swipe on however much you want, you know, do a little bit and then add more to whatever preference that you have. I think Colourpop did a great job with this one. It was one of those like, whoa, where's that coming from? But they did excellent. So if you guys were eyeing this and you were waiting on a review to find out if you should pick it up, I think you should. $10, totally worth it. And of course, because I picked it up, I needed to get some more lip products from Colourpop, so I totally picked up some more lipsticks as well, add some of those in there. And then I know there's like 20% off coupons. I used Ellery's coupon. She had, I think, until like November. It was 20% off. So check out her channel. I used her coupon and I saved even more money, so I was able to get more stuff. So I was like, hell yeah, throw that in the bag as well. So if you guys want to save some money, I think like Colourpop is like collaborating with other like YouTubers now and doing coupons, so you can save even more. And then I did a survey with Colourpop too, so I had like $5 off. So I was like, I'll save that for the next order. But this is actually one of the lipsticks I got. It was the I Love Sarai, the Arriba liquid lipstick. Love this. Is in your face red. So if you guys want to pick up some more lipstick that you needed in your life, definitely add those, put them in the bag as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys are going to pick up the Colourpop No Filter Foundation Stick, or if you already picked it out and you liked it or didn't like it, let me know. Also, do not forget to follow me on Instagram and submit your questions for the Q&A so I can answer those for you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.